You might call the buzz around new Witcher 4 trailer from CD Projekt Red. It definitely stirred up some heated debates, very opinionated. People are split. Some are excited about Ciri potentially becoming the main character, while others are calling it lore-breaking. There's talk about her not being a real Witcher, or about her not so feminine look, and the question if the tone of the story will stay the truth to what we love about it. As someone who read the books, played all the games, and even watched the Netflix adaptation, including those fan fiction seasons, I get why this is such a big deal. But here's the thing, I'm not convinced that what CD Projekt Red is doing is such a heresy. In fact, Sapkowski himself called Ciri a Witcher in spirit. There is an article from Eurogamer interviewing the creators of Witcher 4. Interesting question here. Does he approve of Ciri being a fully-fledged Witcher? I ask, and it is a bit of a discussion point with fans at the moment about whether she is or she isn't officially a Witcher, whether she goes through the trial of the grasses. Has he explicitly said, yes, that's absolutely fine? And here is the answer. I mean, I can actually give you a very good answer because it's the answer that Andrzej Sapkowski usually gives. The answer is in the books. And in the books, Andrzej Sapkowski called Ciri a Witcher multiple times, and Geralt called Ciri a Witcher in the books too. The answer is clear. There is something in the background. It definitely sparked my curiosity. You know, it is some time since I read the books, and I really cannot remember everything. I must say that when the trailer dropped, it didn't look that weird to me. Ciri appears with her swords, which is absolutely fine as she passed the training at Kaer Morhen. When the trailer continues and she drinks the potion, that's a moment when I raised eyebrows. The potion, if you are not familiar with the lore, should kill you if you are a normal human. And of course, Ciri is far from the normal human, she has elder blood, but still, because it seems that Ciri went through some mutations. This is something which is clearly stated in the books that it didn't happen. But is it really against the canon that women can become a Witcher, including the mutation? Is there something in the books which says it cannot happen? And that's a great opportunity to read the books again, or ask AI. I want to show you Google NotebookLM. Pretty cool application, pretty cool engine. You can upload your own resources and make some deduction based on them. Imagine you have your large language model fine-tuned to a specific purpose. NotebookLM is designed to hallucinate way less, it means make up answers on the spot, and focus more on the sources provided by you. It's absolutely for free and its capacity is brutal. It's ridiculous. Today I'm going to show you how to use it to calm the nerd inside of you, to help you with analysis of your favorite stories. You can upload whatever you want, including PDFs. You can add link to particular website, link to a YouTube video, Google Docs. Whatever you upload here is considered as independent node, which can be used for reasoning later. I already did it here. I will go back and use my The Witcher short stories. Here you can see I uploaded the books I have, which is the original pentalogy and more. And now I'm ready to ask the questions. For a start, we can check if it's actually working, if it's not hallucinating that much. Who is the main character? The source contains multiple characters, but Geralt of Rivia, also known as the Witcher, is a central figure. We can see that Ciri is on the second place, Yangrel, also known as the Lion Cup of Sintra, that's okay. We have Yennefer, Dandelion. Okay, that looks good. If you read the books, you might remember that Geralt is not there that often as someone who didn't read them might expect. Let me ask for that. Isn't Ciri a main character instead? Yes, Ciri is indeed the main character in the sources. While Geralt is the central figure, Ciri's story is also a major focus. That seems to be correct, it fills me with confidence. So let's start to ask real questions. Is Ciri a Witcher? While Ciri is trained in the ways of a Witcher, the sources indicates that she is not a true Witcher in the traditional sense. And that's correct because she passed the Witcher training, but she didn't have any mutations. Ciri doesn't undergo the trial of the grasses necessary to become a Witcher. Let me check here what we have. The green eyes of the little Witcher girl betrayed no signs of mutations, and the touch of her little hand did not produce the slight, pleasant tingling sensation so characteristic of Witchers. Not only I got my answer, I also got the reference to the original text. Now the main question. Could women undergo the Trial of the grasses. The sources suggest that the trial of the grasses is a process that is undergone by boys to become witches, and there is no mention of women undergoing this process. We sort of knew that, but if you are familiar with the story, there is a scene where Calanthe offers Geralt to choose among the kids. Here is a piece of the lore. Calanthe gives Geralt an option to choose among several kids. One of them is Ciri, and it's clearly stated that the chosen kid can go through the trial of the grasses and become a true witcher. Calanthe gives Geralt the choice among kids, saying that they can undergo the mutations. Among them is Ciri. While it's true that Calanthe does present Geralt with a choice of children, including Ciri, with the implication that they could undergo the trial of the grasses, the sources reveal several important details about this encounter. This scene is not a straightforward offer of children to become witches, but a complex interaction driven by destiny, fear, and manipulation. That's very good insight. She believed that the children are all at the risk of death or madness during the trials, and that it doesn't matter which child dies, whether it was chosen by destiny or by chance. Her primary motive is to test Geralt and his belief in destiny. So here is AI giving us insight to the lore. Is Ciri undergoing trials of the grasses lore breaking? Not necessarily. In the same time, it's a little bit weird to argument in the way that, it's not specifically mentioned in the books that it didn't happen or it couldn't happen, so it could happen. In my opinion, CD Projekt Red has earned some trust when it comes to adapting the Witcher universe. They're shown they care about staying true to its spirit while also pushing boundaries creatively. And when it comes to Ciri's look, I think it's too soon to assume how she will actually look in the game. There is a huge difference between cinematic trailer and actual game. It is true that the game and the trailer are both in Unreal 5, and thanks to Nanite Magic, you can have your model very detailed. But I think it's almost for sure that the assets will change between the cinematic trailer and actual game. So Ciri might look very different than she looks right now. You can even compare cinematic trailers for the previous games with the actual game models. These are not the same. So that would be it for today. That's a great use case for NotebookLM. It's free. You can try it. You can try it with your own books, with your own notes. And yes, this is one of my favorite use cases. It really simplifies all of the nerd talking what you can have with your friends or, with internet people. So thank you for watching and see you next time.